So she was in a coma last week, and now she's jet-setting across Europe? Sure, it's a soap opera, but come on, can we at least pretend to keep it remotely believable? Diane pretty much nailed it when she said what everyone else was thinking about Willow and Drew. That's just icky. Honestly, if I had $1 for every time this show made me cringe. And don't even get me started on Lulu. What a piece of work. She has absolutely zero redeeming qualities. Slipping the tracker in someone's back? That's next-level evil. The woman has no kind bone in her body. Manipulating her own child after being in a coma for 5 years? Yeah, I'm really supposed to be rooting for this character who gives Rocco a hug and then just leaves? Such a stellar parent. Truly, I'm so impressed. Then there's new Emma. Whoever this is, they sure as heck aren't Emma. Why do the writers, looking at you, Frank, feel the need to completely rewrite characters when they recast? Emma would have exposed the sleazebag who took advantage of the seller at Rice Plaza, not pickpocket him. What happened to the real Emma? This new version is sketchy and doesn't feel right. Guess we'll see what they have planned, but I'm not optimistic. Anna is trying so hard to act like she's all about Charlotte, but we all know it's Valentine she really cares about. Typical. And I'm almost positive Cyrus is the one who kept Lulu in that coma for years. She knows something, and he's trying to keep it under wraps. Honestly, get rid of Drew and bring back Sam. Kelly, please. Eva can file some paperwork and get her settlement back. Newsflash, you can't just take that away. Also, Martin, not buying it anymore. He's Cyrus' brother, and something about him has always been off. As for Nina, she's about to lose her daughter if she keeps playing these games. She doesn't like Micheal, and she's clearly trying to make him pay. But here's the kicker. All she's really doing is pushing Willow away. She hasn't even talked to Micheal yet, and the whole thing is just a mess. Honestly, I'm praying that affair between Nina and Drew comes to light soon. Because seriously, Drew and Willow have all the chemistry of a wet paper towel. Willow and Micheal, that's where the magic is. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Messy Syrup. It's me, Abby, here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching, so let's dive into today's video. Willow is definitely the one who fell for Drew, right? I'm honestly hoping Micheal comes out the winner here, but let's just pray the kids don't end up suffering in the process. Honestly, just go back and watch the show from the Emma, Cameron, and Spencer days on Spoon Island. Remember when Carly was dating Franco and his mom kidnapped her? Spencer, Emma, and Cameron found them in the stables, and Joss was just a baby. So when exactly did Joss and Emma start liking Cameron at the same time? They even gave Joss memories that were really Emma's because, Joss was still a baby at the time. Seriously, what is going on with these writers? It's like they have zero respect for reality, the characters, the show's history, or even the intelligence of the viewers. I have to admit, I'm kinda curious about the whole Joss and Emma dynamic. Joss grew up closer to Cam and Spencer. With all their connections, it'll be interesting to see how they interact. Robin and Carly's daughters. Emma's more like Patrick, though. He wasn't exactly a saint in college or med school, was he? And then there's Anna and Jason. Please, don't risk your life for Valentine again. I mean, the guy literally tried to kill you. Anna has a child now, and she doesn't owe Valentine anything. It's all about him, not Charlotte. Seriously though, Valentine stole her last viable egg, fertilized it, and implanted it into a surrogate. And now he's upset about their reunion? Screw him, only in soaps, right? And let's not even get started on the Cassadine hair nonsense. No way Ace can be the hair as long as Nicholas is alive. Even if Nicholas is in prison, that doesn't disqualify him as the heir. According to Cassadine tradition, the heir is always the firstborn son, and we all know Ace isn't Nicholas's firstborn. If there's no firstborn son, the fortune gets divided among the rest of the Cassadines. These writers seriously don't get it. I'm so tired of them rewriting history just to move the plot along. For once, Anna was right. Lulu's constant drama isn't just putting herself in danger, it's jeopardizing the entire operation. But hey, at least she got what she wanted, right? Meanwhile, I'm just here counting down the seconds, because of course Valentin knows all about the phone call and meetup. He probably tracks Charlotte like it's his hobby. Seriously, Valentin's got Lulu cornered, watching everything unfold, probably even tracking her with some nifty little device. And let's just say, Papa looks beyond ticked off. Lulu better start running, or pray that Brennan's assistant, who, by the way, is still lurking around, might actually do something useful and protect her. Honestly, at this rate, they're going to ruin this character the same way they've butchered Lulu's. This is not how Emma would act. Why are the writers messing with every character, one by one? This girl is an Emma. She lies, she's brash, she's sassy. I don't remember Emma ever being like that. Emma was smart and kind. She'd never lie to Robin or Anna. I wouldn't even mind the new version of Emma, but they've changed everything about her. It's just another stupid storyline, turning her into an obnoxious teenager. I get that the shift in her character might frustrate some fans, but honestly, her rebelliousness makes sense. She's the child of two high-achieving professionals. As a kid, she was portrayed as a high achiever too. Throw in the natural college phase of pushing boundaries and figuring yourself out, and I'm not exactly shocked by the Emma we're seeing now. But really, why bring Emma back? The storyline is just pointless. Micheal will cave and give Willow the kids. Sunny's about to have a heart attack. And guess what? Brennan's going to figure out who stabbed Dex. But the PCPD can't even pull satellite footage. So ridiculous. Some people are acting like this new version of Emma is a total mess, but they're missing the point. When a kid is labeled perfect for so long, they eventually grow up and start questioning who they really are. It's normal. This version of Emma actually makes sense for a young adult who was once that sweet, nice kid. She's evolving like anyone would. That said, can we just talk about GH for a second? I am so over these endless recasts. Seriously, did we need a new Lulu? The new one is grating, and now they've swapped out Emma for someone who feels totally off. Why? Who asked for this? The writers are clearly out of touch with what fans want. This new Emma is brash, snarky, and honestly, kind of bratty. Not the Emma we remember, that's for sure. If they were going to turn her into this, they should have just left her out of the show altogether. GA is spiraling and fast. Why do they keep bringing in these actors who can't even come close to the original? This new Emma doesn't hold a candle to the one we grew up with. What happened to her? Did the writers just forget who she was? And honestly, Valentin needs to step it up. If he really loves Charlotte, he'd know she deserves a stable life, not living on the run. She should be with her mom, not hiding out. But here's the thing, change is inevitable. Characters and actors have been swapped around for years, and sometimes the writers want to take a character in a new direction. I get it. Emma's character had grown a little stale and childish, while the rest of the younger cast, Spencer, Cameron, Jocelyn, had been allowed to mature. Now they're doing the same with Emma, and yes, it's a bit of a shock. She can't stay that sweet little girl forever. She needs her own story arc too. Before everyone jumps to conclusions, let's wait and see where the writers take Emma. We all liked the new actors when they first showed up, but once we start nitpicking and criticizing, it's like we forget what it was like to be in their shoes. Instead of tearing them down, maybe give them a break. They're working hard to deliver the best show they can. So now Ace is the proud owner of the Cassidy Mansion, and just who bought it, exactly. Port Charles Airport now has direct flights to Prague too. Is General Hospital rewriting history at this point? Because, spoiler alert, Drew didn't exactly go alone to rescue Obrecht. Curtis and Laura were there too. But of course, now Drew's the big hero, And what's next? Will Willow start giving Curtis those googly eyes and break up his marriage too, just because he was there? Ugh, seriously. Honestly, things were way better when ABC had Ryan's Hope, All My Children, and One Life to Live. At least when one storyline got on your nerves, you had the others to distract you. But now, GH is just disappointing. And I'm really starting to worry it's the beginning of the end for Sonny. He's finally making peace with everyone. Carly, his kids, and hey, Jason's back to run the show. He's in a good place, right? Then that last scene happens. Sonny grabs his chest, and I can't shake the feeling. If it's really happening, I swear, I'll need Mike, Max Gale, to come and take him. Goosebumps just thinking about it. Morris is an incredible actor. Honestly, I think he's the heart of this show. I hope I'm wrong, but I'm scared. And did we all just forget the Erica Kane reference? Lulu woke up, visited Nina, and casually hung up on Erica Kane. I really thought they were setting up something big with that. Could it be a real Erica Kane storyline on the horizon? Maybe, maybe not, but a girl can dream. Oh, and legal question. Can the Cassadines actually take Ava's divorce settlement? That seems real shady, don't you think? Something doesn't add up there. If you've ever been a parent to a young adult in their late teens or early 20s, you'll know they're nothing like that sweet little kid you knew back when they were 8 to 13. Especially today's kids. Take Emma, for example. She's just like every other 21-year-old who thinks they've got the world figured out and knows everything. So seriously, stop comparing a 10-year-old to a 21-year-old. It's a setup for disappointment, whether it's on here or in real life. And for the record, Brooklyn Ray Silzer is in nursing school, so she can't do both. That's why she was recast. Let it go, people. As for Spencer and Cameron, they used to compete for Emma's attention, but Jocelyn was never part of that rivalry. So why does it suddenly look like Emma and Joss have an issue now? Did I miss something? Let's talk about Victor. He's the one who made that deal with Ava, and honestly, he had no right to do it. Every penny Ava got from the Cassadine estate is now back in the Cassadine pot, thanks to Alexis Davis Cassadine, who's holding on to it until baby Ace is old enough to claim it. Talk about karma. It's like Ava's getting a whole lot of justice served cold. Drew came at Willow in front of Micheal more than once, constantly interrupting their family time. Still, it feels like Drew's under some sort of spell, and Willow might be too. I blame it on the Cassadines, or maybe Dawn of Day brainwashing, or, let's be real, their twin thing. But honestly, these two might be perfect for each other, no matter how messed up the reasons are. Not that I see it, but hey, I didn't see Leela and Edward coming either. Oh, and instead of whining about Emma, how about we actually watch and figure out why she changed? Something definitely happened in California. Maybe they're just trying to make her grow up. She was always the goody-goody after all. I'm honestly curious to see what comes next. And seriously, it was fine when Carly cheated, but not Willow? How is that not hypocrisy? Diane, I just love her. When Micheal casually mentioned the nanny cam, she dropped the classic, "ew, icky," and I couldn't help but laugh. It's like she has a built-in sarcasm detector. Honestly, she's the best. Now, on to the whole respecting viewers' religious choices thing. Writers really do walk a tightrope, don't they? Some shows manage it, but others? Well, they're pushing it. I saw a post about Grey's Anatomy blowing up over the loss of holiday specials, and it got me thinking. Is General Hospital one of those shows crossing the line? Yes, AI claimed the lack of hospital holiday cheer was the reason for no storytime episodes. Hilarious, right? I is totally off base there. At least we still get a dose of church scenes to keep the vibe somewhat grounded. Though, honestly, why not sprinkle in other faiths? One Life to Live did it, and it worked without shoving it down anyone's throat. Just a little touch here, and there would be nice. Speaking of which, how's Dr. Gannon's holiday situation going to look? A Jewish doctor with a Christian dad. His home is going to be an interesting mix next year. Okay, let's talk about Emma. Seriously, what happened there? Brooklyn Raysilzer didn't come back, which is already disappointing, but now we've got this completely new version of Emma that makes no sense. Anna and Emma had this sweet, loving bond, and yet Emma comes back acting like a disaster, with no explanation for it. And her treatment of Jocelyn? What even is that? Why bother bringing her back if they weren't going to bring back Brooklyn and just, continue her character's story? And speaking of rewriting history again, Emma was never that petty. She and Jocelyn didn't have some ridiculous rivalry. In fact, Jocelyn was the older one and used to babysit all the kids at camp. The whole thing makes zero sense. Lucas, total hero move. He said exactly what needed to be said about Willow. Kudos to him for calling her out for tearing her family apart while pretending to think about her kids. I was cheering. As for why I watch GH, honestly, I watch for the fun and fantasy of it all. Happy couples? Boring. That's just a fact. If you hate everything about the show, stop torturing yourself and change the channel. Me, I'm enjoying the drama right now, even if I'm not a Drew fan. I'm just here to see him finally get what's coming to him. The rest of the show, love it. I swear, the people who complain the most probably still like GH. They just love to complain too. Regarding the shift in Emma's character, yes, she was once the sweet, smiling young girl we all knew. Now that she's grown up, it's only natural that she's changed a bit. She was sticking up for a vendor who was wronged by someone. That's still consistent with the values she was raised with. Throwing a party in her dorm? Not a big surprise for a college freshman. Hiding it from her parents? Honestly, that's pretty typical. She's not the first to experience the freedom that comes with college life. Look at Morgan's time at boarding school. He started a poker game and found himself in debt, with Micheal stepping in to help. Emma is transitioning from childhood to young adulthood, and with that comes testing boundaries, learning, and growing. If GH had kept her as the same sweet and passive character, it wouldn't have allowed for any depth or growth. Let's give her some time to develop. As for the claim that Micheal cheated first because of his actions with Sasha, let's consider this. Infidelity isn't only about sex. Emotional connections and physical actions, like kissing, can also be forms of betrayal. Passionately kissing someone who isn't your spouse can be just as hurtful. Let's not downplay that as though it's not significant. Now, about the decision to take away the Christmas tradition at the hospital, it's really hard to understand. Steve Hardy had been reading The Night Before Christmas to the kids for over 60 years. It was a heartwarming tradition, and it's disappointing to see that go. While I could do without some of the other holiday scenes, losing this long-standing part of GA's history is a real change. That tradition brought so much joy, and it's a hard loss for many fans. Finally, Willow's reaction to Micheal taking control of Drew's company? It feels a bit over the top. She seemed so shocked, but let's not forget that Drew did something similar to Micheal. He took control of his company with Willow's involvement. Willow herself has made choices that have hurt their family, and it might be worth considering her own actions before passing judgment on Micheal. After all, she was involved in a relationship with someone close to Micheal while still married to him. It's important to take a step back and reflect on everything before pointing fingers. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Your opinions matter, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.